Okay, reconnected. So hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to talk about what it really means to lead your pageant interview. Now, if you have competed in a pageant ever before, then you have probably heard that because it's a very common thing. A lot of times people will say, you've got to lead your interview. You've got to be the one that leads the interview. And what they're basically meaning is the difference between the pageant contestant being the leader, that's what they are wanting, and the judges guiding the interview. Okay, so the reason that this is so difficult is because all of our lives, we are constantly, as kids, we are led by others. We're led by our parents when we're like little. And then we get into school, and then our teacher is the leader, and the teacher sets the day and everything that's going to be happening. Hi, Jess. Good morning. Dima, welcome back. So good to see you guys. So we're talking about pageant interview and what it means to lead your pageant interview. So when, growing up, we're always led by somebody else, and then we go through our entire lives, and then finally we get into a pageant, and now all of a sudden you're supposed to be the leader. Like, it's an odd thing. Mrs. Contestants usually nail this because they have had a moment in their lives where they now are a leader. So maybe they've had children and so they're leading their children, or they have a professional role somewhere and so they're leading a team of people or whatever. So that's essentially why it's easier for someone who's older, okay? That's just because they've had other leadership opportunities. Okay, so that's essentially what it means. Now, how are you supposed to actually do that? Because that's really what it's about, right? It's like, okay, you can know, okay, I'm supposed to be a leader, and you might know that cognitively, but then how does that really show up? Well, think of it this way. If you are the leader of an organization or you're the leader of a group of people, then what your job is to do is to have the roadmap and be guiding other people down that road to the treasure, okay? So as a pageant contestant, when you are the leader, when you're responsible for the interview and where it's going, your job is to set the pace and the direction. Now, in today's podcast, it just launched today, it's episode number 79, I unpack all of that. Like, what does that mean, pace and direction, and how do you control those two very specific elements? So I'll leave the link for you in the description of this too, but it's winapageant.com/79, winapageant.com/79. Thanks for the heart, Dima. Love it. So, okay, so we talk about on that podcast episode, I do a full training on leading, and it's setting the pace and the direction. But truly what it comes down to, it's a mindset shift. It's this idea that instead of focusing, like, because when you walk into the interview room, you are looking at the judges and you're like, okay, tell me what to do. Like, what do you want to ask me? That's like what we are thinking in our minds, right? We're like, okay, they're going to ask me a question and then I'm just at their mercy and I've got to respond, and then they'll ask me something else. That isn't what it is, okay? You want to learn. And in fact, in my course, the Pageant Interview Game Plan, we talk about how to open a new conversation loop and guide people down that. It's quite a skill. It's like not something I could teach in like a quick 5-minute live video, but it's definitely something worth considering. Like, how do you open the door and then get people down that path? Hi, Jamie. Welcome. It's nice seeing you here live. Jamie, we're talking about how to lead your pageant interview and like what that really means. So walking into the interview and being in charge, like being the one that is taking ownership and responsibility for how you're going to move the interview forward. And it's truly a skill. And that's why as you grow and as you get older and older and get through more and more experiences, that you are a true leader, you can absolutely improve. So that's my challenge to you is, what can you do in your world today where you show up as the leader? So for example, if you're in line at the grocery store and somebody's confused about how much do the dates cost and where are the dates, be the one that's like, hey, let me go check it out. I'll lead this. I'm going to go look. Or, hey, why don't we send someone to do that? Think about how can you be the leader? How can you lead your peers? How can you lead your family today, or your boyfriend or your significant other or your mom? How can you be the leader and the one that takes the first initiative to guide others down a certain path? Set the pace and the direction. Okay, ladies, thanks so much for joining me. So again, that link to get all the details is winapageant.com/79. Thanks so much, loves.